threatens campus shutdown over tuition fee hike. The President, Great Ife Students Union of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Osun State, Akinremi Ojo, has said students of the institution may shut down activities on campus if the recent increase in school fees is not reversed. Ojo, who spoke with journalists on the campus of the university on Monday, said the management of the institution had remained silent since it announced the new fee regime last week Wednesday. The student union president said that during the last congress of the union, it was resolved that the management should reverse the increment in school fees and directed all financial institutions to suspend payment from OAU pending the time the union would write to them. Otherwise, their branches in Ife and OAU campus would be shut down. According to him, the Congress also agreed that the university management be given a 5-day ultimatum beginning from Friday to engage the leadership of the union on the issue. The student leader, who said the planned shutdown activities on OAU campus would be extended to other institutions across the country if the management refused to reverse the increments, rejected the claim that the hike was necessitated by the federal government's decision to stop funding universities in the country. The ministry committed to making Lagos livable, says Commissioner. The newly sworn in Lagos State Commissioner for Local Government, Chieftaincy Affairs and Rural Development, Mr. Bolaji Roberts, alongside the Special Advisor on Rural Development, Dr. Yekini Agbaje, has reiterated his readiness to work towards extending the dividends of democracy to all the nooks and crannies of the state in line with the terms plus agenda of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. This is as the Commissioner restates the commitment of the Sanwo-Olu-led government to make Lagos a livable city for all residents. Addressing the press on Monday at the conference room of the ministry, Roberts, who is the immediate past special advisor to the Lagos State Governor on Local Government and Community Affairs, said he was ready to hit the ground running as directed by Sanwo-Olu. Mr. Governor had directed us to hit the ground running to ensure that every part of the state is livable, especially as we concentrate efforts towards making Lagos a 21st century economy, he added. We've got a short break, and when we come back, we'll bring you more stories. Please stay tuned.
Cactv, igniting the apostolic fire.
Federal Safety Commission decries knockdown of patrol operatives and MONS officers. The Federal Road Safety Commission's on Monday mourned 2 officers who were killed while on active service. The FRSC also decried the incessant knockdown of its personnel by reckless motorists while on duty. A deceased staff member, Deputy Chief Road Marshal Assistant Abiodun Ajomole, was on lawful patrol duties at Igomu Bridge in Orile, Lagos State on September 16, 2023. Ajomole was attending to an offender who drove a Capstar, that's a Lagos taxi, when suddenly a Mack truck conveying a container lost control and hit the Capstar he was attending to. The impact of the crash on the Capstar forced the operative to hit his head on a stationary tanker parked by the roadside and died on the spot at exactly 14:16 hours. In the news also, The selection of the Alafin didn't follow due process, according to the Oyomesi faction. A faction of the Oyo Kingmakers, Oyomesi, on Monday said Governor Seyi Makinde had not approved the nominee forwarded as the next Alafin of Oyo over failure to comply with due process. The Kingmakers comprised of High Chief Agbakin of Oyo, Asimiyu Atonda, High Chief Samu of Oyo, Alamidi Oyewale, and Bale Ajagba Odunrinde Olusegun, who addressed journalists in Oyo town, said the process that led to the selection of a particular nominee was fraught with irregularities. A faction of the traditional kingmakers in Oyo town, led by the Basharun of Oyo, High Chief Yusuf Akiade, said that they are waiting on the Oyo Governor Seyi Makinde for the inauguration of the new Alafin. The Basharun stated this in an exclusive interview with a correspondent, noting that the name of the nominated prince had been forwarded to Governor Seyi Makinde, who had yet to announce the kingmaker's choice. However, the faction led by the High Chief Ayola said it was wrong for Basharun to unilaterally co-opt warrant officers into the council without the consent of other lawmakers and the approval of the local government authority and the state governor. Now, in business, 5G subscriptions rise to 500,000, according to the NCC. The executive chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commission, Professor Umar Dambata, has said Nigeria's fifth generation network subscription hit 500,000. He said broadband penetration also rose to 47.01% as of July 23. In a statement while speaking in Kano, he said the telecoms industry recorded remarkable milestones since 2015. In July, Dambata stated that 5G subscription had grown to over 60,000 subscriptions in the country. According to him, the country was aiming to achieve 50% broadband penetration by the end of 2023 and 70% broadband penetration by the end of 2025. In a statement, he said also from 8% contribution to the gross domestic product in 2015, telecommunications sector now contributes 16% quarterly to the Nigerian economy as of the second quarter of 2023. Also, in business news, no easy solution to Nigeria's economic problems. There is no quick and easy solution to Nigeria's economic challenges, the United States government has disclosed. The U.S. Deputy Secretary of Treasury, Wale Adeyemo, who stated this at a forum with business leaders in Lagos, said the country lacks a macroeconomic framework to attract more dollar-denominated foreign direct investments into its economy. He spoke at the Lagos Business School on the U.S.-Nigeria economic relationship. Forex, poor policies worsen abandoned cargo. There is no quick, but ultimately we know that please, I beg your pardon, we'll go on a short break, and when we come back we'll continue the business news. Please stay with us, we'll be right back. Thank you for staying tuned with us. We continue with the business news. Government must look beyond taxes, levies for revenue, according to Amaishi. The chief economic advisor to the governor of Imo State, Professor Kenneth Amechi, speaks with Sami Olatunji on how government at federal and state levels can navigate the challenging environment to boost revenue and cater to the needs of the ordinary citizens in Imo State. He said Imo State is blessed with a lot of talent and human capital. As such, the state is among the top producers of graduates in the country. Unfortunately, many of these graduates are unemployed because Imo State is not able to absorb all the talent it produces. In addition, there are few reasonable sized businesses in the state, and sometimes the skill available do not match the needs of the market. These issues collectively exacerbate socio-economic tensions. So they argue that the unemployment is a very big challenge in the state and also in the country, which can easily breed other societal ills and vices. Now we go to sports. In sports, WAFCON 2024, Sao Tome and Principe withdraw from qualifier against Super Falcons. Nigeria's Super Falcons have cruised into the second round of the qualifier for the 2023 African Women's Cup of Nations, following the withdrawal of Sao Tome and Principe. The Super Eagles were scheduled to take on Sao Tome and Principe in the first round qualifying fixtures this weekend. Sao Tome and Principe Football Association have notified the Confederation of Africa on their decision to withdraw from qualifying race. The Super Falcons will now take on the winner of the tie between Cape Verde and Liberia in second round. The tie is scheduled to take place between November 27 and December 5, 2023. The winner will compete at WAFCON 2024, which will be hosted by Morocco. The Super Falcons finished in 4th position at the last edition of the competition, also hosted by Morocco. Nigerian stars set for the titanic battles as the UEFA Champions League continues and begins this Tuesday. 4 Nigerian players will be in action for their respective European teams as they seek to make winning starts to their Champions League group campaigns today. According to report, the players are AC Milan winger Samuel Chukwueze, Dido Hassan Yusuf and Chidera Ejuke, who both star for Antwerp, and Zaidu Sanisi of FC Porto.